Alright, guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine on my YouTube channel, on the Anthony Kenneth Bishop channel. So today's episode for the 26th of the 7th, 2020. So it's 26th of July, 2020. Bloody hell, fucking flies. Anyway, so I've been hearing about the return of actually Mike Tyson. Coming very soon on, I think it was the 12th of September. Now, I think it's going to be a really good comeback for Mike Tyson in a way, because although he's in his 50s, age shouldn't really matter in the name. It's just how physical you are when you come back as a boxer or an athlete of any sort. If you can sort of maintain your own self on it and start fighting and stuff and get better and all of that, I think at least there should be a couple of matches I think Mike Tyson should have to build up his reputation as Iron Mike Tyson back in his heydays around. I think I've seen a few of his matches around about the 90s, and I'll tell you what, they just blew me away. The ways where you used to have one round, just knock him out and all that kind of stuff. Amazing. But I think if it comes to it, it will be absolutely awesome. Because I grew up watching Mike Tyson as very little and stuff. And matches, what would have been great back then, if he'd have been alive at the time. Well, actually, obviously he was alive at the time, but he had mental health issues and all that. And that was Muhammad Ali back then, Cassius Clay. I think his name is Cassius K or something, Clay. And Mike Tyson versus Cassius Clay back then, or Muhammad Ali and all that, would have been absolutely amazing boxing match. But I think we're gonna hopefully we will see. I'm hoping at some point when Mike Tyson has a few matches, warm-up matches, and that over the course of the year and next year. Hopefully we see him retain the Undisputed Championship and all that. That would be awesome. Say if he took on Tyson Fury or what's the other guy's name? Actually, because he's on about taking Roy Jones Jr. on at September the 12th of this year. So that should be awesome. And apparently that's going to be online, sort of on social media. I'm hoping he'll win. And hopefully he gets back to his... Because, if he's in training and stuff, he's going to start going back to his old roots. So that would be quite cool. Hopefully we'll see some of his vintage stuff. They reckon it's going to be an exhibition match. But to me, I think there could be a bit more of an exhibition match than what they're saying and all that. I think it's going to be a full-on fight and stuff. 8 rounds, obviously. It's going to be 8 rounds. But, yeah, if he takes on Anthony Joshua... Mike Tyson versus Anthony Joshua, old school versus new school. Oh, that would be like the dream match. And also Tyson Fury versus Mike Tyson. The two Tysons, Tyson versus Tyson, would be just iconic as a boxing match. But, what do you guys and girls think? Do you think Mike Tyson's too old? Or do you think he could come back as the Iron Mike Tyson and win the championship and become undisputed and all that? This would be quite awesome. I'm looking forward to it because this is actually kind of sort of my childhood boxer of all time. One of the greatest of all time. Considering Muhammad Ali as well, because he was one of the greatest of all time. He was the greatest of all time. And if he went up against Mike Tyson back then, that would have been an absolutely sort of an iconic match in itself, or the dream match. But anyway, guys, I guess, or maybe we could end up seeing Floyd Mayweather's coming out of retirement to take on Mike Tyson. That would be money-making match. That would be like the money-making match of all time. Think how much money would be actually going on to that match. Because, it wouldn't be cheap. But obviously it'd be a lot of money, and it'd probably be the biggest amounts of money they've ever had in a boxing match. I would guess, at least, anyway. But anyway, guys and girls, cheers for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode. I'm using my little light there as well, so it's giving me some extra light. But anyway, cheers for watching, stay safe.